Cosmic beings, welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. My name is Devon, and I will be doing a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Alrighty, okay. Thank you for your support on the channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your help in co-creating these messages. And also all the likes, shares, comments, subscribes, and of course the donations all really do help out. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get into this massage. Foxfire. That is liminal space energy. This is the void energy. This is the space in between worlds, more or less. This is really the space between. It's not a physical place. It's when. How do I describe the void? It's where sometimes divine guidance slows down. Sometimes the signs and synchronicities slow down because you're meant to just kind of sit in process. Um, and it's not literally like you just have to sit and do nothing in process, but it's really it's the invitation. It's oftentimes you'll experience it when you are shifting your vibration. So when you are shifting from an old way of doing things to a new way of doing things or a new way of being, really, you will enter a liminal space. This is the space where you are invited to continue to let go of what no longer serves, but the things that are in alignment haven't fully made their way to you yet because you're not fully locked into that next level of vibration. Hopefully that makes sense. So that could be the space you're in right now. When you're in the void, it's not really a time to make huge life-changing um decisions. Then again, sometimes it is. So that's where it's really important to listen to your own intuition because sometimes it does take a leap of faith to really lock in to that next level. So listen to your intuition. But it's really about just seeing the magic and knowing that everything's working out for you even when you're not fully getting all of the signs and synchronicities and you're not seeing the physical evidence yet that it is coming in. We've got the door into winter. This is a time of pause. This is yeah, and with the liminal space here, you could be in this energy where you've been okay, you could be coming out of this energy. That's what it is. Okay, that makes sense. And say I'm not really feeling that you're like entering the void. So I feel like you've actually been in this void energy for a while and now you're really are they coming out of it? Okay. So I'll make sure I'm giving the right message here because it feels like you're coming out of this energy. So start looking for signs that you are indeed shifting into a different way of living. Start looking for ways in where you're showing up differently. You're having different experiences with people. You're having different experiences just in general. You're seeing different things. You're seeing evidence, even if it's little bits. You're seeing evidence that you are indeed embodying a new version of yourself. Okay. Being told to read that. The fairy godmother's here. So you're getting divine assistance for a wish granted because you have the courage to embody and embrace this void energy and to really truly let go of things that are no longer serving. You're being given divine assistance on a wish being fulfilled. And I'm hearing it's a big wish. It's a big wish. Oh, how groovy. Not so good. I love pulling through these messages. Okay, let's see. I'm being told to read this one. All right. A delicate balance between focusing on the task at hand and longing for its completion. The thought of reward is what keeps us going, yet it can be stressful to yearn toward that fulfillment. Be inspired, not obsessed. Give your whole to what is in front of you and be assured that the seemingly unending task will indeed end. Devotion, selflessness, dedication to a higher cause, tasks performed for loved ones. So your work isn't all for naught. If you're not seeing actual physical evidence yet, that you are headed towards this is the energy that I've been feeling in the collective for a little bit now. This is the energy of your quantum leaping. You're literally shifting who you are at a core level and allowing yourself to shine in your most authentic way. And because of that, your physical reality has no choice but to start reflecting that back to you. It is a literally it is law, basically. It's like a universal law. It's kind of part of it. That's just how that works. So, when you have the courage to go within and change who you are and heal certain aspects of the self and tap into your most authentic version and align with your higher self and really listen to the divine, that is when you are really shifting into a reality where you experience literally the life of your dreams. Like, that is the byproduct of you tapping in and being your most authentic version. The byproduct naturally is aligning you with the life that you truly desire to live. So know that it is coming. Know that you're being given divine assistance. The divine is backing you in this. And so just keep having that knowing even when you're not getting the signs and the synchronicities all the time and you're not sure, and it's just like I'm not fully seeing the evidence yet, but I feel different. Lock into that. Know that this is inevitable. It is inevitable for it to show up in your physical life. So just keep going. It's not all for naught. Oh, good energy. You're on the brink. You are on the brink of experiencing such beautiful changes and transformations that are going to be so visible on the outside. This is the energy. I mean, it's quantum leaping. So, this is the energy where you have spent so much time and energy doing this inner work that other people don't see. And then all of a sudden, your life changes in beautiful, miraculous ways. And people on the outside who've known you for a while are like, dude, what the hell? Like, how did you do that? You just got lucky. Oh my gosh, like it's because of this and that, and I just don't have the ability to do that. And you're like, yeah, you do, but it's a grueling process, but it's worth it. Oh, is it worth it? Yes, it is. Two of Cups. And it landed on the fairy godmother. So you could be wishing for a soulmate connection. And for some of you, it might be mini soulmates. So we have a lot of different soulmates. It's just those souls that are very similar in the core soul frequency to us. And so there's a compatibility energy. There's an ease. It's a happy, joyful, peaceful energy for the most part when you're dealing with soulmates. Of course, because we're humans and we learn lessons and we're going to have ups and downs and that's going to be normal. But this is like for the most part, it's very happy, harmonious connections. And so that could be something that you've been deeply wishing for and haven't fully seen the evidence of that showing up yet. Keep going because the thing is you're fully locking into this new version of yourself that is authentic and that is where you align with soulmates and the divine is helping to bring you your soulmates or soulmates. King of Wands, this is very passionate creative energy. um so you could actually start to notice if you have kind of gone through a stagnancy period when it comes to your creativity. This is coming back online. Okay, we've got the Seven of Swords, which is illusion. And we've got the Empress, which is divine feminine energy. We all have a balance of feminine and masculine energies within us. Um, and we just tend to embody one polarity versus the other, dominantly. So if you are masculine, what you could be wishing for is a soulmate who is a divine feminine. If you are feminine, you could be asking for a soulmate that meets you in your divine feminine energy. So that would be a divine masculine. That is something that is coming in for you, but there is some doubt around it because there's still a part of you that thinks that it's an illusion. There's still a part of you that thinks that that's not really going to happen for you. There's something like that going on when it comes to locking in this soulmate connection with this person. Going in the love direction again. Five of Swords, that's conflict. That can be internal conflict. So you could be stuck in your thoughts right now, really up in your head, doubting the process. Um, no, that wasn't it. Okay, lost it. Let's see if it comes out again. Five of Swords, yeah. Internal conflict. Internal conflict about a divine feminine for some of you. Okay. You could be a masculine. This definitely could be for a masculine primarily, but we'll see. Eight of Pentacles. This is locking into your soul purpose. That's what you're being guided to do as well, is to really dive deep and see what it is that you want to do in this life. Really sit with that. If money wasn't a thing, if resources weren't a thing, if you had all the resources necessary and you could do anything you wanted to do, what would you want to do that is for you, that makes you feel good? It's not about how it looks to other people. It's not about how you're going to be received by other people. It's not about that. It's what is it about your gifts and your abilities and all of these things that you would love to share with the world in some way that really lights you up at the soul level, that you would do for free. So if you had all of the resources necessary to sustain the life of your dreams for the rest of your life, what is it that you would want to do that gives you purpose, that makes you feel fulfilled? That's when you're locking into soul purpose. What would you do for free? Just because you enjoy doing it, it brings you a sense of satisfaction and a sense of higher purpose. What would that be? Really sit with that. That's going to help you to see what it is that you would, that really lights your soul up. That soul purpose. It's what you would do for free if money wasn't a factor. If it was just, everything's taken care of, you never have to worry about paying bills again. That's all handled. What is it that you would do for free? That's a really good way to tap into soul purpose. Death and rebirth. So you're really in this energy of fully completing a cycle and starting a new one. That's big energy. Wish fulfillment. And this can also be being in the public eye and being viewed as a star. Eight of Cups. This is walking away from something that you put a lot of time, energy, and effort into that was fulfilling, at least to a degree, but it wasn't fully fulfilling. This could be a job, this could be a relationship, this could be a way of living, this could be a way of experiencing life, a way of thinking, so on and so forth. But it's something that you spent a lot of time, energy, and effort in um in doing, and you're being asked to walk away from it. But just know when you walk away from something that you've put this much time, energy, and effort into, that time, energy, and effort isn't lost. It will be it will be given to you in different forms when you continue to lock into your most authentic self, especially when you're aligning with soul purpose. All of that will come back to you. You could be seeing a lot of eights right now. 888, 888, blah, blah, blah. Lots of eights. Um, that's a very abundant energy. It's a very, yeah, eights are very, very abundant. Page of Swords. This is communication. So part of your soul purpose could actually have to do with communication in some way. It could be writing a book, it could be writing music, it could be um speaking your truth in some way. It could be motivational speaking, it could be singing, rapping, something like that. So that could be part of your soul purpose. There is also the thread of energy coming through of communicating with the divine feminine. So if you're a masculine watching this, there is that energy still coming through of communicating with your divine feminine. Or who you think might be your divine feminine. There's some of you that still have a lot of doubt around that, and you're being asked to communicate so that you can put that to rest as far as not knowing. And then once you know for sure, you'll be given the guidance on what to do with that information at that point. Six of Swords, this is walking away. This is headed towards calmer waters. So just know that this is on the horizon for you. Oh, the Emperor. Holy shit. Okay, this is divine counterpart energy. We've got the Emperor and the Empress. This is divine masculine energy. So this is either you balancing the masculine and feminine energies within you. It's actually both. So this is two people balancing their masculine and feminine energies within themselves, and then coming together to have a high level balanced relationship. So this is definitely part of this wish that you have been bringing in. And part of this wish could have to do with working with this person on soul mission and soul purpose. Oh, yeah. That's so beautiful. Okay. What else? Nine of Pentacles. This is self-made energy. This can be a business owner. Um, yeah, it's self-made energy. This is building and building and building and then seeing your pentacles coming in, your monies. This is yeah, it's very very abundant, very grounded energy. And it's self-made. So yeah. And it could be, it might not even be a business. It might be like an investment or something that really pays off big, something like that. Okay, Page of Cups. This is really tapping into that heart space and following your heart and letting your heart lead the way. And also allowing yourself to tap into your passion and your creativity and allow that energy to move. Get that creative energy going. I'm definitely picking up a creative type here. The Hanged Man, this is looking at something from a different perspective. Um, that could be part of what happened in this void liminal space is actually illuminating something to you from a different perspective so that you can see things from a different perspective and have like a clearer view. Words. Okay, Three of Wands. This is waiting for your ships to come in or your perfect wave to come in because there's a surfer on this card. I love this card. There's an element here of the card depicts a surfer standing on the beach waiting for those perfect waves. There is an element of getting on your board and paddling out and waiting for the perfect wave because you cannot catch that perfect wave from the beach. So keep that in mind. When you are called to act, it's because it's time. So it's one of those like all of a sudden you're a surfer and you're watching the waves and you're like, oh, yep, we've got some good sets coming in. The tide's right. All right, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to paddle out and I'm going to wait for these perfect waves to come in. And then you sit there and you wait. But it requires action to get out in the water because you cannot ride a wave from the beach. So make sure you're paying attention to your intuition when it's time to get on your board and paddle out and go out there. The divine's bringing you your perfect wave, but you got to be out there to catch it. That's so good. I love the surfing analogy. It makes me so happy. Six of Pentacles. This is very balanced give and take. So this is something I do feel like this is a relationship dynamic. So I feel like part of your biggest wish is to have a person on your side that is capable of having a balanced give and take relationship with you in multiple facets of that. So maybe it's financially, maybe it's emotionally, maybe it's mentally, maybe it's spiritually, maybe it's all of the above, probably because this is divine counterpart. This is your divine match. And so it is very balanced. It is very equally yoked, evenly yoked. And it's requiring you to take a leap of faith, and some of you, it's requiring you to take a leap of faith to a Queen of Cups who is very nurturing, very open, very emotionally mature, has a big capacity, a big open heart, and who's emotionally mature. And so it's requiring you to take a leap of faith towards this person. And that's where that whole surfer analogy is. Like it's time for you to go get your perfect wave. Um, I'm feeling most of you probably are resonating with a masculine. However, if you are a feminine and you're watching this, then it's the energy of like, keep staying open and receptive and allowing, focus on yourself, do your best to stay in alignment, and continue to allow and know that you are worthy of a divine love and know that the divine is bringing you that partner. And, again, listen to your intuition because you can't really just sit in your home and expect somebody that you've never met to come knock on your door and sweep you off your feet. So, if you get a random hit to go to a farmer's market on a day that you weren't planning on it, but you're like, I'm getting an intuitive pull, go to that farmer's market, your masculine might be there. So, definitely that heavy energy of listening to your intuition, and acting when it's time to act. We have swords. Three of Swords is grief and heartbreak and loss and pain. I feel like you're healing from this, whatever this is. And I feel like there's a deeper level of healing that's going to happen when you actually do lock in this situation with your divine counterpart. So just know that. Um, oh, we've got the moon. Something hidden came to light and caused this heartbreak energy. Okay, this could be a divine counterpart situation that's going on for sure. So you could have gotten the awareness that you've already met the person that you desire and you don't know how to get there from here. And listen to your intuition. When it's time to act, act. For a lot of you, that's been coming through a lot. It is time to act. If you're masculine, it is time. And there's going to be such a healing that happens. It's going to be so worth it. But this is your justice. This is your divine justice for all the trials and tribulations and everything that you've been outputting. You will be receiving. So just know that that's part of this wish being granted is divine justice, a balancing of the scales for you in a very positive direction. So I just had an interesting little conversation with the divine. Um, So I'm being called to share this with you. This is part of my process. I don't know if I would highly recommend it because I'm a little stubborn. I argue with the divine on a regular basis, but just know when it's time to surrender, surrender. Anyways, so I'm being called to share this with you for some reason because I was like, this turned into a divine counterpart reading. And like, I was trying not to do a divine counterpart reading. But it comes, when it comes through, it comes through, right? Like I'm here to bring the message through. What's really funny is I was just reminded when I started my channel like a year and a half ago or however long it's been, I don't even know. When I started my channel, I told the divine, I do not want to do divine counterpart readings. I do not want to pigeonhole myself as a love reader. I do not want to do divine masculine and divine feminine readings only. I want to be more of I'm guiding you on your journey. Let's talk about, what's going on. And here we are. And I've been doing divine masculine readings out the wazoo. I've been doing divine counterpart readings out the wazoo. And it's funny because I've actually asked the divine quite a few times, like, am I being guided to shift gears? Am I being guided to, pull off of this and do something different? Like, what's going on? And I keep getting this message of like, keep doing it, keep doing it. And, I set the intention when I started this channel, if I can help one person through my videos, through their ascension, at least a little bit, I feel good about it. That's my sole purpose. That's me tapping into my sole purpose is helping people navigate this hell of a journey that is so disorienting that will strip you from everything that you thought you were to become everything you can be. It is such a fucking process. But I was like, I want to help at least one person. And then I keep getting the message, you're helping at least one person. Remember that. This is sole purpose. Keep going, keep going. There's more than meets the eye. It's going to become clear. You're not late, you're early. Just keep going. So that's where it's so important to listen to your intuition. Build that relationship with the divine. Keep going because clarity comes later. And, I'm in the midst of it. Like, I still don't have the full clarity. I just know because I've been on this journey for so damn long at this point and I've been listening to the divine. And, I know, like, okay, it's, I'll just keep holding the line, keep doing it. And so maybe, through that example, of me and my experience, that can kind of help guide you a little bit to keep going, keep doing it. It is all going to be worth it. It is all going to be clear. You are being gifted this beautiful connection by the divine. And, just to be clear, I love these readings. I really do. I love sitting in this energy. That's why I end up in it for an hour at a time now. It is a beautiful energy. And if I can guide one person to their counterpart, that's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So don't get me wrong. I do love doing these readings. It's just funny because when I started the channel, I avoided these readings, even though these messages were trying to come through before I allowed them to come through. And I kept telling the divine, I'm not going to do it. And then finally it was like, you need to do it. And I was like, all right, fine. Like, there's some collective out there. There's a collective out there that needs to hear it in the way that you deliver this message. So, that's sole purpose. So just, that's a example of how that can look. And sometimes it's slow going, but by you continuing to commit to the path, everything starts to become clear. Things start to make sense. You start to look back and you're like, wait a minute, that led to this, which led to this, which led to that. Holy shit. I couldn't have orchestrated that better. Like, divine orchestration, sometimes it's just absolutely fascinating. So keep going. You got this. Anyways, I don't really know why I was fully guided to dive deep into that and share it with you, but hopefully you got something out of it. Anyways, let's see if there's anything else that wants to come through in the cards. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups, Six of Wands, and Judgment. So because you have the courage to go through your spiritual awakening and continue to walk this path, um, sorry, there's a kitty meowing at me in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but he's very loud. That's why I'm giggling. Anyways, so because you have the courage to go through your spiritual awakening and continue to walk this path, you're going to be recognized for all the work that you've been putting in. And also part of what you are going to be receiving is this 10 of cups energy. This is happily ever after. This is true emotional fulfillment with another person. And there's also a legacy energy coming through. So you could be, well, yeah, I mean, divine counterparts, you come together to build a legacy. Like, that's part of it. Even if it's an energetic legacy, if that's a weird way to put it. But that's true. Queen of Wands. Oh, we've got a divine counterpart. Another one out here. We've got counterpart energy. So you and your person could be coming together here very, very soon to work on creative passions together. Maybe part of this is working on your soul purpose with another person. Um, yeah, that's beautiful. Maybe part of it is actually coming together to help guide people down their awakening journey, because I went on that whole tangent of my soul purpose. So maybe you actually resonate with a very similar soul purpose. And it can look different ways. Ultimately for me, I'm still going to do tarot. It's for me, it's fun. I like tapping into the energy, but my actual soul purpose is a little bit different. It's actually more my new channel that I've been working on that keeps getting delayed, but that's a argument for the divine for another day. Um, Divine timing. But it's slightly different. It's more me teaching and guiding and going into deep things of how you can do certain things and how you can listen to your intuition and how you can know if that is what you're listening to and what these different signs mean and so on and so forth. More practical stuff versus bringing through channeled messages. But I love bringing through channeled messages, so that's, I'll still do this, but my actual like true soul purpose is, I mean, it's helping people, which I am helping people with these messages. But what I'm guided to do is actually a little bit different. But anyways, you could have a very similar soul purpose. And in that example, know that even though you start doing this, your actual purpose may take a little bit different form later on. So be open to it changing a little bit, just like what I'm talking about. But there's a heavy creative energy coming through. So it's you tapping into your creativity, your passions, and really bringing that forth. And that could be definitely tied up with your soul purpose. And you're being called to really tap into your strength right now, because you're being prepared for this beautiful, beautiful reality that is coming your way very, very soon. Okay. See if anything else wants to come out. And I'm going to leave it here. Four of Swords. Make sure you're resting. Make sure you're taking time for yourself, processing when you need to process, amping up the self-care, amping up the spiritual hygiene, all of that fun stuff. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. That is, that's Priority number 2, right below your connection with the divine. So it's the connection with the divine, then it's yourself, self-care, making sure your cup is filled up first. Then you can pour from an overflow into other people in whatever priority you choose from that point. Your counterpart, kids, friends, family, so on and so forth, your collective, or the people that you're helping, or the animals that you're helping, or whatever. So make sure you're really doing that. 10 of Wands, this is very burdened energy. And the thing is I'm feeling like you're on the brink of fully releasing these burdens. And just know that by you continuing to release these burdens, it's lightening your energy to where you can lock into this highest version of yourself. So, and that's something that you aren't going to be experiencing for much longer. That's what I'm hearing. Especially because it locked into, or it landed on top of the Emperor and the Empress. So by you really locking in this connection with this person, that's going to help you release these burdens as well. Then we've got the Knight of Swords, the King of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. I don't know how that goes into it. Let's do with this. Okay. You are being asked. Yeah, this is more for a masculine. Okay. You are being asked to get a move on, to communicate your truth with the Ace of Swords here as well when it comes to what is deep within your heart. This is King of Cups energy. This is emotionally mature. This is the ability to tap into that heart space and really allow that deep vulnerability to come out to another person. Um yeah, this is the ability. We had the Queen of Cups out here too. So you and your person are as well are going to be very emotionally compatible. So the depths that you have when it comes to your emotional capacity will be matched by your person, by this Queen of Cups. You will both be able to hold space for each other when it comes to emotions. And you are also both emotionally mature. So you're taking responsibility for your own shit. You're healing your own stuff, and then you're able to expand that capacity and actually care for another in an emotional way. That's beautiful. There's also an element of being able to process deep stuff with this person as well. It's going to be very, very healing when you reach out to this person. And the Knight of Cups, this is a romantic offer. So I feel like at some point you are going to communicate with this person and then you're going to extend a romantic offer to this person at some point. I'm not getting right away, but I am getting, for some of you, it might be pretty quick after you start communicating with your person. For others of you, it might take a little bit longer. Again, listen to your intuition, but it's going to be received. We've got King of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Wands, Queen of Wands, Emperor, Empress. Those two cards don't come out together a lot, so just that's significant. And then we've got 10 of Cups out here. It's complete emotional fulfillment. It's evenly yoked. It's very, very compatible, very passionate, um very emotionally fulfilling. Just very, very much, this is the energy of truly being seen and held by another person in your fullness without judgment. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. Oh my gosh. And then the Seven of Pentacles, this is knowing that all of your work that you've been putting into yourself, it is blooming. So continue to be patient with yourself, but know that all the work and the energy and the effort that you've been putting into yourself, into your own journey, into your growth. This could also be if you've got investments or stuff like that going on, let them continue to grow because they are. The Seven of Pentacles is letting you know that your harvest is coming in. So just keep doing what you're doing. It's the energy of, like, if you really look at the analogy of planting a plant, right? Let's do grapevines, because grapevines are really depicted on the Seven of Pentacles a lot. So when you plant your grapevines, you continue to water them, and then you see them start to creep and grow and creep and grow, and you keep watering them, giving them some nutrients, making sure they're not, it's not too sunny, but it's not too shady, and giving them what they need to grow. If you stop watering them, the vine's going to die. If you keep taking care of them, keep doing what you're doing, keep watering them, and know that they're going to produce fruit at some point, then they will. But if you just are like, well, they're not producing grapes yet, so I'm gonna just let it go and not water them anymore. And then, get mad because they didn't produce grapes. Like it's not the sign to stop doing it. Keep going because your harvest is coming. Okay. Is that it? Okay. It's like I took a deep, deep breath. So sometimes that means it's the end of the message. Yeah, and I feel like the energy just shifted. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this here. Thank you for listening to my rambles. If you are still here with me, I hope that this helps. Keep going. You got this. You're headed for such a beautiful, beautiful life. You really, really are. So keep knowing that. You're getting signs and synchronicities. You've got the knowing deep down, below all of the anxiety and the thoughts and the bullshit. If you really get quiet and sit with yourself, you're on the brink of it. So just keep doing what you're doing. Act when you're being called to act. Communicate when you're being called to communicate, and keep listening to that intuition. Let that be the compass of your life. You got this. It's going to be so worth it. It really, really is. It's beautiful energy. It's one of these things, like it's already in your energy. Now it's allowing your human self to have it. So, alrighty. With that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I hope this resonates. Let me know in the comments below if you feel called to. I would love to talk to you about it. You can hit that like button. It does help out the channel, so thank you. And if you would like to see more from me, you can hit subscribe. It is free. I will see you on the next message. Bye.